Clay Bro loves talking about Shiba Inu, and that's what keeps me awake. Like him just having jokes on SHIB and having a good time, like really keeps me excited in a way. So there is a ton of potential to see for SHIB what's happening. I'm your host, Coin Central, making awesome crypto content. So if that's something you're interested in, today we're going to be reviewing what Shiba Inu breaking news his was, and he's been very negative about SHIB, especially because he was blocked and because we weren't seeing any burns, okay? That's the truth about it. So if you guys want more content like this, you know what to do. Smash that like button, stay subscribed, do anything to stay in your power, to stay connected. But let's talk about what's going to happen in the following days with SHIB.
Oh, I thought the internet was broken for a second there. Sorry, guys. I thought my connection might have been blown out, but no. The internet is not yet broken, even though Satoshi has released his information about this internet breaking project, and that's what we're going to be going over in this video today. Because the Shiba Inu coin community has learned that when things are supposed to break the internet continues to work just...
Yeah, so he's basically making a joke, and I think this is the big problem. They keep hyping this as the next big thing, big announcement, big this, big that, and it ends up being nothing burgers. So I mean by that is nothing happens. Literally, there wasn't any big news that they promised us, and I think Claybro was really frustrated about that as well. Like there wasn't any major changes, any major developments that people talked about. So that being said, I do think there is potential to see Shiba Inu rise up, to see it go back, you know, perform better, improve. But the issue here is, like, what is the Shiba Inu team really doing with the burns? And Claybro is really brutal about it, much more than me, because I just like watching him.
It's fine. Now, I don't know if this project or this partnership is truly going to make a difference in Shiba Inu coin. I don't know if it's truly going to make a difference in the ecosystem, or if it's simply another novelty being sold to the Shiba Inu coin community.
Exactly. So, like, this has been happening for 3 years. So, like, step 1 of the process, announce something big. Step 2, pick on the hype or get this token hyped up just a bit, like 2-3%. And step 3 is actually like, well, repeat the cycle. So it's the same factor here. I think that's what Claybro is frustrated. He picked up on this because, you know, there's new holders in Shiba Inu, but the guys who've been here for 3 years, they know there's still a lot more to be done about SHIB.
What could be some very expensive prices. And we're going to be talking about it in this video, and if it sounds like something you're interested in...
So yeah, let's take a look here what's exactly going on.
Which, I mean, nobody really visits that website. But if it was claybro.shib.
Now this is awesome. I think they're buying like a .domain. I know nobody buys it. I hope we actually get custom domains. That would be pretty much awesome. Now that's an idea that I think a lot of people are excited about in a way. So what's going to happen with that?
The world would visit that website. Now, I'm going to break this down a little bit. We're going to go over the...
So if you don't know what happened, basically Shiba Inu is going to get the new domain name. I'm not sure if they're going to register a .shib domain. Like, so let's say Shiba Inu.shib or token.shib or coin.shib. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't think it's that much of a game changer, really, because people don't go to websites. Do you go like to facebook.com because it's called Facebook? Sure, it helps the branding, like to remember the name. But like, do you go like to Twitter? Yeah, sure, but it doesn't, again, it doesn't make that much big of a difference in terms of price. Like, people didn't go to Bonk because it had an awesome website. They went to Bonk because it looked cool, because it had utility, because it had a community. And that's where, you know, I think the Shiba Inu team, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to deviate and they're trying to go next level with Shiba Inu. They're trying to go ahead and say, okay, Shiba Inu is going to perform much better than this and it's going to be better and things like that. And I understand that. I totally get it. But there's so many more improvements to be made for SHIB in the following few days that I could be seeing, that we could be seeing performing. And I think this is where the SHIB team really doesn't make a lot of sense in that matter.
The details here, but you guys know, okay? .com is what you need in a website. How often do
Exactly. So Claybro makes a very fair point here. There's really no reasoning why you would go to this website or that website. There's just no point at all. Like, what is the major point of this? There's no actual point, and I think this, like, a lot of people will need to understand that Shiba Inu just isn't seeing that type of, like, massive price updates that we were expecting. Like, this isn't gonna be a real game changer.
Do you visit a .org, a .net, a .tv, a .shop?
Yeah, nobody, like, except Twitch.tv, which is the biggest, like, streaming platform. Nobody's gonna visit .shib. I think it might be used in some, like, Shiba Inu copy projects, so that's the big problem. But other than that, like, what's really gonna happen, you know?
Anything other than .com. You do not. So, like I say, I don't know if this is going to end up just being some sort of a novelty purchase that you know, Shiba Inu coin holders really want to own. They want their name and they want .shib after it. Or if this truly is going to blossom into something. But right now, based on the current worldview of websites, it doesn't seem as though .shib is really going to take off to me. We could truly decentralize.
Yeah, so that's what I think as well. Like, these domains, these were, like, used 24 years ago when you had all these different type of domains like .com, .net, .ai. People don't even use the .ai domain, and AI has been a huge thing. .video games, there's no point of having these domains. And if the Shiba Inu team focused on, like, if they stayed more humble and said, okay, this doesn't help, but what we can do is focus on other stuff like the Shiba Inu burns, and the community would pick up on that. That's where the big difference comes in. So again, like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make something big. They're trying to make a big difference. But how is it going to make a big difference? Nobody actually cares, and the price won't, like, go up because of .shib domains going up. If we got burns and we got people excited, again, the marketing could take a different approach. And I'm saying, like, there could be asking some people for different opinions because Shiba Inu has been repeating the same process for 3 years. And I think this is where the big problem comes in for a lot of Shiba Inu holders.
The internet, Shitoshi says. That hits me so hard. Shiba Inu coin is decentralized. Nobody theoretically owns it. But this ecosystem and the way these people look up to Shitoshi, he has created the most centralized ecosystem in the entire cryptocurrency space.
So yeah, I don't even think anyone, like 99% of crypto, they don't even care about decentralization. I think only the people that were really OG in crypto or want really privacy are interested in crypto, and I think that's the big difference. Like, that to me is basically insane. Like, nobody right now cares about SHIB going up or down. Like, literally nobody at the moment is gonna say, hey, I wish crypto got, like, a huge difference or a huge development. And I think this is where the problem rises. Like, people are missing the point, the simplest points overall. So that being said, does seem like we will have more updates pretty much soon on that, but I'll keep you guys updated on this.
At this point, you guys saw the video from this morning. At this point, you can't even ask a question. That's how centralized it is. You get ostracized. You get banned, blocked, degraded for simply asking a question.
Now that's pretty messed up. Claybro did get banned, and again, I do give sympathies to him. Like, why should he get banned for asking a question? It does not make sense, and it shouldn't make sense at all. But again, it does happen, and I can see, like, this, like, people revolting in a sense. Like, they won't be that much happy to focus on Shiba Inu in the next few days, because this is problematic. It is problematic for everyone holding SHIB, for that matter. But I will definitely keep you guys updated, for that matter, like what happens next and where we go from here.
Now, if that doesn't point to centralization, I don't know what does. Buckle up, because we are about to drop a world-first bombshell with this announcement, and it's a game changer.
I think if Shiba Inu asked, like, if they did a poll with, like, the crypto community, they said, okay, let's today we're gonna be focusing on actually providing utility. What's happening, everyone? Like, hopefully you're all having fantastic day. They're gonna say, like, let's focus on how we can improve Shiba Inu. And they're gonna say, like, okay, this is what we did today. Welcome back. And here's what we can improve. And then they're going to like do all these sorts of different updates, all sorts of different announcements. And I think this is where the people, the community would really like step back, be shocked about Shiba Inu's prices and come back to Shiba Inu. But we're not seeing that right now. And I think this is where the problem lies in that sense. Like this is where people are disappointed in a way. Like Shiba Inu hasn't been seeing those type of developments that everybody wanted to see. Shiba Inu hasn't been developing tons of things. They're still at the big community, but I think they're just not going to be seeing that until they improve like some major changes. And this is where I think the big stuff comes in.
To read or too long didn't read, the SHIB's latest partnership, consider nabbing your very own asterisk SHIB name that could resolve into a global DNS.
So like you can have your SHIB name, but again, who cares that much? Like I think less than 1% of crypto people actually use this. Some people even say it's taking away the potential from the original work of Bitcoin and Ethereum, like these ENS. So the original OGs, they actually hate this. They hate crypto for that way. They hate that this is something that we're seeing right now, you know. And I think that's the problem. Like people don't want to stay in that place. People don't want to be associated with. Like to me it's definitely problematic. But that being said, it does seem like we have more updates pretty much soon.
Read on to understand that asterisk and what it means for the SHIB community, the history of Web3, and the future of the internet. Now, I'm not gonna read through this entire thing. It's quite long. But that asterisk is essentially a placeholder. What he is claiming is all of these .eth, .btc, all of these other website extensions are fake news. They're fake news, of course, because they're not .shib, and they don't have a top-level domain associated with them. Therefore, they're fake domains. You guys see, anything that Satoshi does is the greatest, and anything that anybody...
Yeah, so, I don't know, like, I guess they say, like, if the community, if there's, like, a .shib name, if there's a .shib copy-pasta, it must be fake, right? But there is also fan tokens. Like, there's tons of Shiba Inu fan tokens from 2021. Now there's a lot less. And they're, like, kind of piggybacking off Shiba Inu. So that's where I think the big difference comes in. I know I'm a bit tired today, but it definitely doesn't make a lot of sense for me. And I know it's, like, easy to be hating on SHIB and everything. I know, like, a lot of people, they are tired. And also, a lot of people that hate on SHIB, they probably lost a lot of money on SHIB. But I do think if they listen to the community, if they made some changes to the community, Shiba Inu won't be dying. And I care about it because I've been talking about it for the last 3 years. And I think even Austin, like all these YouTubers, all other YouTubers, I don't want to name them, obviously, they've been talking about SHIB, and they were also kind of frustrated. You know, we saw in their videos, they were not surprised. They were not pleased with Shiba Inu because the big problem was, like, Shiba Inu is just not seeing that type of price update that we saw with other tokens like Bonk. And when people see that, they get seriously frustrated. Like, you wouldn't, like, who wouldn't get frustrated seeing Shiba Inu like really seriously drop? Because I definitely would in that sense. Like, I would get frustrated if your Shiba goes down. Like, I think it's very normal to get frustrated. That being said, though, does seem like it's not over for Shiba Inu, so that's one good thing. But what you have to realize is there is still a lot of room to even get Shiba Inu back in, like, top 10. Like, it used to be the most hyped project. It used to have 46 billion volume. Now it's got about 300 million.
Else does is the lamest, right? It says the significance of SHIB top-level domain cannot be understated. Top-level domains are the final component in any web address that comes after the dot, such as .com, .org, .net. Everybody uses them daily. But really, how do they work? And then it does go on. I don't care too much about the IP addresses and stuff like that. You guys that already know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it will make that much of a price difference. I think people are kind of disappointed in that way.
About it, great. You guys like me that don't know about it, Doesn't really matter how you access a website and so on. Meet D3, the domain experts. D3 is a next-gen domain company on a mission to revolutionize the way Web 2 and Web 3 converge. And you guys can go read some quotes from these guys that are CEOs of D3 and so on. But what they are basically saying is that this is going to decentralize the internet if it happens. You heard that?
I don't, yeah, so they said it might happen, it might not happen. I think the SHIB team after 3 years kind of lost the idea of what to do with Shiba Inu. I think that's the big problem. Like right now, they did basically everything they wanted the first 2 years, and now they don't really have any ideas of how to make the price go up. And maybe it's just not worth for them to make the price go up as well. Like maybe it's not worth it, you know, in that sense. Like maybe they aren't too much excited about that. But that being said, doesn't mean a lot of holders are seriously frustrated. They probably like are furious right now molding. But that's just being said, like this is another thing we're seeing right now. And Claybro makes a fair point. I've been making a lot of videos for SHIB like last few days, mostly because I was enjoying talking about it.
Be allowed to use that .shib as a top level domain. So you buy this placeholder. And it's through the SHIB naming service. If you guys remember that, it was released a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago now. And the SHIB naming service allows you to get that *SHIB extension. So if you've already purchased yours, great. You're going to be grandfathered in. If not, they're continuing to sell to you. Now, what does this mean to me? If it works out, and if they get the .shib domain, okay, great. You're going to have a website that ends in .shib.
I don't think this changes anything, and Claybro has a very fair point. Like they are adding all these things that Ethereum has, and they're trying to add everything like other projects have, but they never added anything new to the space. What did they add in crypto, like that changed the world? Yeah, they added burns, but what did they really add? Like, why wouldn't people just use the Ethereum domain name? Why would they use Shiba Inu? And I think like they could hire someone for like $2,000 a month, someone from creative agencies, like these video game companies. They have huge companies with people hired to make like their lore for like Hearthstone or World of Warcraft, to make like everything behind the scenes, every story. And why isn't SHIB doing that? Like they obviously have money. What happened to the money? And you know, people like when they don't see a burn, they start to think, well, maybe the developers, they bought themselves a Lamborghini, so they start banning people. But I don't want too much drama today. If you guys want to work on like this, smash that like button. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Peace, everyone.